with Coach Black after the game tonight, the hometown coach, and get his thoughts on the game, win or loss tonight. And again, this should be a fun challenge for these San Juan Broncos. Probably a whole lot more fun than that game against Mazer Prep to close out the Wasatch Front Invitational this past Saturday. And so we will take a break. We'll continue with the pregame show on Red Rock 92 in moments. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back live to San Juan High School. This is the site of our high school hoops matchup tonight. The San Juan Broncos hosting the Uintah Utes this evening. San Juan's going to be wearing the home white. Uintah wearing road red this evening. Red and white for the Utes, a lot like the running Utes of Utah University. And if we look at some action before our varsity game tonight, the JV teams did square off, and San Juan's looking for a little bit of revenge. The Bronco JV squad losing to Uintah tonight 58-30, so they'll look to get a little bit of revenge this evening. A little bit of news as well tonight. We were intending on broadcasting some wrestling tomorrow night between San Juan and Monticello, but we received word this evening that has been postponed. There will be no wrestling tomorrow night as far as we are aware. The basketball game scheduled for tomorrow night is still a go, and that'll be the Broncos hosting RSL Academy, and that's going to be an interesting matchup. David Evans, the former coach of Wasatch Academy, is basically building the same program he had there at RSL Academy. And so Coach Travis Black is excited about meeting that team tomorrow night. Obviously, we're not passing over Uintah tonight. We're not looking too far ahead, but just while we've got a minute here during this pregame show, just want to let you know that tomorrow night's matchup should be a lot of fun. It's going to basically be an all-star team, and as Coach Evans builds that team, that'll possibly be a team that he can recruit from international sources. So that should be a pretty good team and a pretty formidable opponent as they go forward. And so for San Juan, a good early season matchup in the midst of all these games. And just talking with Coach Black earlier this week as we interviewed him for San Juan Record articles in the sports section, and he's just talking about how his players so far have played more games than they've had practice. So they are beat up, they are tired, really just kind of taking it light during practice right now, working on some run-throughs. Since they don't really have an opportunity to go hard in practice when you just have one day in between games, and obviously a ton of games here in the pre-Christmas portion of the schedule. So they will definitely look forward to the Christmas break and resting, and we'll see. You know, the sports landscape is really up in the air right now. It's really in doubt. A lot of folks think that there could be some more cancellations as we head into the Christmas break. We do hope the season will continue, but you never know what's going to come down from the governor office of the state of Utah, what might happen as we go forward. We are just thankful right now to be able to have any basketball, both on the court and on the air here on Red Rocks 92, but that is not a definite thing. There is a possibility that may be going away here in the near future. We have no idea, just speculating right now. But at any rate, for basketball here tonight, we are going to take one more final break as the teams come out on the court. We'll be back out here for the starting lineups and the tip here in just a little bit. Stay with us. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92. Hey, is it going to be a pledge or national anthem tonight? You guys know?
We're playing the national anthem.
Okay. We also want to welcome the listeners and viewers on Picture at Palmer tonight as we're underway on their website now as well. And looks like we are set now for opening game ceremony and the national anthem. We'll turn it up to the PA.
Remember, both schools are members of the Utah High School Athletic Association and support the statewide Raise the Bar sponsorship program. Please show respect to the game by behaving with the officials, the players, and the other teams. Cheer for your team and not against the opponent. Now, if you all please rise, remove your caps, stand on the road, present the flag, and then go honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem.
The national anthem tonight. This reminds us how blessed we are right now to just even be able to have sports. And we get set now for the starting lineups for these two squads. We will start it off, of course, with the road StreamUtah Utes. And it's going to be big number 1 for them, senior guard Rhett Christopherson. Number 11, 6'1", senior guard Cameron Anderson. Number 12, senior guard Dan Wright. Number 23, senior forward, 6'3", senior forward Morgan Mansfield, and number 24, standing 6'2", Trey Briggs. I don't have a position or a class for him, so my apologies there, but we go with what we get. And it'll be now your hometown San Juan Broncos. And missing a couple players tonight. Both Cooper Black and Bronson Snyder missing from the lineup tonight. But we'll see who can step up and fill the shoes. We know for sure Jaden Black's going to get the start again tonight. And we'll see who else. And just as we speak, 6'2" junior guard, number 2, Jaden Black, runs out onto the court. It'll be number 3, 5'8" junior guard, Lad Ivins for the Broncos. Number 10, 6'6" senior center, Nate Grover. Number 13, 6'1" junior guard, Jakes Palmer. And finally tonight for the Broncos, 6' junior guard, number 55, Jason Grover. Your starting lineups tonight for this contest between the 3A Broncos and the 4A Utes. And San Juan is coached by Travis Black. And Uintah is coached by Brendan Johnson. We get set for the opening here tonight. It's going to be Nick Grover facing off against Morgan Mansfield to get us underway. And we'll let you know we're brought to you in part tonight by the San Juan School District. Thanking you for your support of our schools. Also tonight, San Juan Public Health. You can prevent COVID-19 infections by wearing masks when you can't be 6 feet apart. And we're underway with Uintah winning the opening tip here tonight, so they will have the opening possession of the ball game. And it is Anderson with it. Now top of the key. They'll swing it right wing for Mansfield. He dumps it down underneath the basket, looking for some room down there. Now they'll swing it back out high for Briggs. Briggs spins his way underneath the basket, right to the hole, and scoring with the left hand. And Uintah draw first blood tonight, 2-0. San Juan coming right back the other way. Handing off now, top of the key. Here's a 3 up. No good for Ivins. Rebounded by Uintah. So San Juan misses on their first opportunity. Uintah with a quick transition and stuffing the shot. Coming back is Lad Ivins over the much taller Mansfield. And San Juan back the other way, up underneath, and that ball knocked away. As that attempt was put up there, I believe, by Palmer. And San Juan missing on both their first 2 possessions. Now they'll steal again. And throwing it down court, deflected out of bounds by Anderson, off Uintah. So San Juan will get a chance to inbound in the front court here. So very quick action to begin. San Juan still looking for their first points, down 2-0 to Uintah. And we are just over a minute into this one, and now San Juan has the ball knocked away on the inbound pass, but it's off Uintah on the baseline. So San Juan will get a chance to reset once again. And it's Jensen Grover stepping to baseline right. He looks in, spots a man, now gets it right back on a return pass. A shot from Grover for 3 bounces off, and rebounded by Uintah. So San Juan begins the night 0 of 3. And quickly, Uintah back in. Banking off the glass, no good from Dan Wright, and on the rebound, a whistle. And we're going to get our first foul of the night. This will be on Trey Briggs. And so Uintah, first infraction of the evening, and San Juan will get the basketball here in their backcourt. Lad Ivins takes the pass from Jaden Black, and Ivins will walk it up. Now hand off to Grover. Grover top of the key for Palmer. Survey the scene, holding the basketball. Now goes to the dribble. Hands off to Grover. Jensen Grover, that is. And back to Lad Ivins, left wing. Goes down near the corner for Palmer. He now goes into the left corner for Grover. And Grover loses the basketball in the middle. That's Nate Grover, and San Juan turns over. Uintah coming the other way. Across the timeline, now backing up is number 4, who's off the bench for Uintah. That's Spears, Josh Spears, their leading scorer. So surprisingly, he's off the bench tonight. Now the Utes throw it away, and San Juan's coming back with Palmer across the line. He goes right wing, and now he'll get a return pass, hands off to Lad Ivins. Over here to Jensen Grover. He'll dribble to the top of the key. Now just puts up a 3. It's off the mark. Nobody was guarding him. He was wide open, and he misses the open look. Uintah with the ball back in their offensive end now. As San Juan still 0 for on the night. It's 2-0 for the Utes. And now a pass is knocked away and stolen Palmer on the dribble up. He'll hand off to Jensen Grover. Pulls up for three. No, that one a little bit long again. And so San Juan a bit snake-bitten here in the early stages. 5:23 to go in the opening quarter, and still 2-0 for Uintah. On the crossover, Spears goes down to the baseline, and he's going to be called for an offensive charge. And that will be on Spears, his first of the night. Uintah's second of the evening, and coming in for the Utes is McCoy Pickup. Maybe one of the best names in the ball game tonight. As Ladd Ivins will dribble across the line for San Juan, still looking for their first points tonight. They'll try to set a pick. Ivins spins away from his defender, drives lane, and loses the basketball. It's stripped away by Uintah, and they're on the way back. Little pump fake, and now I think a travel here against Dan Wright. No, it's going to be a foul against Uintah. That'll be the second of the night already on Josh Spears, the leading scorer for these Utes. And Uintah has all three fouls here in the first half. As Jensen Grover walked it up for San Juan. Hands off to Jaden Black. Now to Palmer. As they move their feet well back here in the high post. And now they'll get it down underneath. And Grover is fouled. Can't make the shot go from underneath. Little layup. But he will go to the line for two. In a bit of foul trouble. This is what Coach Johnson was alluding to. I don't know if these are stupid fouls, but he did mention that's one of the things they want to work on as a team. But this is their fourth foul already here in this first quarter, and we're not halfway through the frame. And San Juan is going to get their first point of the ball game as Nate Grover drains his first free throw. So that cuts the Ute lead in half. Not a whole lot of offense in this game. To this point, just 2-1 now, and Grover's going to try to tie it up here. And he does get a friendly roll on that second shot, so knotted at 2. Uintah basketball, and a press coming now from San Juan. Jensen Grover steps over to defend Mansfield. Now the Utes will break the press. Oh boy, it looked like they had a drive to the basket, but elected not. There's a three from Wright, no good. And Uintah gets their own rebound. So they'll have a chance to reset here. Wright gets it, and he'll dribble it out toward the midcourt paint. Now to the top of the key, left wing for Anderson. Back to Wright. Now right wing. And now back to Wright again, top of the key. That's McClellan, who's off the bench now for Uintah. McClellan gives it to Wright. Now left wing for Anderson. Into the free throw line. Back out for Wright. He dribbles right through the defense of San Juan and missed it high off the glass. San Juan in quick transition and pulling up left of the bucket and missing is Palmer. San Juan is really struggling. They're over from the floor here to start us off, but they are going to draw another. No, this will be San Juan's first foul of the night, pardon me. And looks like it goes to Jaden Black. So San Juan guilty of their first. Uintah has 4. We are now past the halfway mark of the first quarter, and it's 2-2 between these two teams. It's not a defensive struggle. It's just that the offenses are struggling so far here. We're going to get a foul on San Juan, and this will send Uintah to the line for the first time tonight. This will be on Nate Grover, his first. At the line is number 25, McCourt Pickup, the junior center for Uintah. And he'll try to break the tie here. First shot on the way, bounces off. Boy, both teams struggling from everywhere on the floor to this point. And maybe some debris on the court here is going to be picked up by the referee. Now they'll talk it over for a minute. A little bit of laughter. And now we're set for our second foul shot from the court pickup. Trying to break this 2-all tie. But both his shots go awry, and it remains tied at 2 here in the San Juan Gymnasium. Jensen Grover has it for San Juan. He'll drive, basket, score, and a foul. He drove right around his defender, went right to the hole, lit it up and in off the glass. And he drew the foul, a chance at a three-point play here. That's the second foul of night on Morgan Mansfield, and Uintah now up to 5 on the evening. And we'll see if Grover can complete the three-point play. No, it rolls off. He's 0 of 1 to start the night from the line. And now a press is going to work as Jensen Grover nearly steals it away. And now good job by Wright for Uintah to save that from going out of bounds. He tried to bank it off a San Juan player, but it missed everybody. And a Uintah player was right there to grab that loose ball. So the Utes get it in the offensive end, and Wright out at the top of the key. Goes left wing for Anderson. He looks back to Wright. He's near the midcourt circle. Now to the free throw line. A spin around shot is good for Anderson on the fade. And that ties us back up. It's 4-all. San Juan brings it right back in. Here's Jensen Grover. As the offense has exploded here in the last minute for 4 points between the two teams. And now San Juan's going to throw it away. Ladd Ivins tried to lob that down low for Grover, but it's picked off. Uintah coming the other way. Baseline left. Drive the paint. Float is up and good for Mansfield. And that breaks the tie once again. 6-4 Uintah. So Uintah has had the only leads in the ball game as Ivins throws up a three, no good. San Juan has tied on a couple. Oh, sorry. San Juan did lead 4-2 briefly. But Uintah has the lead back now 6-4. San Juan continues to struggle from the floor in this ball game. And they get a whistle on the far side. The Broncos are 1 of 8 on the night so far to begin. So that is not quite 13%. And you know they want to improve those numbers. As this will be the first foul of the night on Jensen Grover. That'll give the ball to Uintah to inbound in the front court. And it's right top of the key. He'll dribble around a pick, but couldn't penetrate. Now an NBA three is good for Cameron Anderson. As he just shot it. They did set up a bit of a screen, but nobody came out defensively for San Juan, and it's 9-4 now for Uintah. Now they'll go into the left corner, does San Juan. A three no good for Palmer, but right there to clean it up is Nate Grover. Off the glass from baseline right. And San Juan pulls back to within 3, 9-6 now. 1:20 to go in this opening quarter. Nice job by Anderson to get into the paint. Got a pass, but missed the shot. And San Juan grabs the board. They'll go into the left corner. Jaden Black three on the way. No. And rebounded by San Juan. There was a shot that went up, I think. I'm not sure if that was a shot. They were fighting for the ball, and Nate Grover is going to be called eventually for his second foul of the night. And Uintah will have it in the back court. We're going to get a timeout now called by Coach Johnson of Uintah. 1:06 remaining in the opening quarter, and the Utes hold a 9-6 lead. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 is brought to you in part tonight by San Juan Building Supply, an innovative lumber and building material supplier in Blanding. A minute to go in this opening quarter. Obviously just 15 points between the two teams. San Juan really struggling from the floor in this one. Uintah has it in the offensive end. And now number 25 McCourt pickup will go right side. No penetration on the baseline here. They'll swing it back out high, and pickup has it in. He travels as he tries to take that around Easton Bethea. And that'll give the ball back to San Juan. The Broncos a chance to pull to within one here. They could tie with a three. Ivins will inbound to Jensen Grover, who will walk it across. Left wing for Jaden Black. And now Ladd Ivins for three right side, and it rims in. And San Juan gets their first three of the night, and indeed they do tie. Ladd Ivins with his first points of the night. And Uintah quickly back in the offensive end with the basketball. Dan Wright with it. Now right wing, here's number 20. Well, a lot of players off the bench, but Anderson a three. And this time, no good. Rebounded by Ladd Ivins. Boy, he's got the ups. Not the biggest player on the floor. In fact, he may be the smallest player on the floor right now, but strong jumping skill for Ivins. Getting some boards for San Juan. Now he'll take a long three off the glass and rims out the buzzer. I was unaware of the time there. So time was winding down. Fortunately for San Juan, Ivins was very aware, floated the three, nearly nearly went in off the glass, but 8 minutes in books as the buzzer sounds. And 9-9 is the score between these two teams. High school hoops on Red Rock 92, brought to you in part by Utah State University Blanding, your hometown university in the Four Corners with local faculty and access to big school resources. Visit them at blanding.usu.edu. Also tonight, Precision Rehab providing physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Monument Valley, and Montezuma Creek. Precision Rehab has been helping athletes of all ages get back in the game since 1996. Look at your first quarter stats, and obviously the two teams both 9 points apiece. And we mentioned San Juan struggles from the floor in that ball game in that first quarter, 3 of 13 after 8 minutes, 23%. Conversely, Uintah is 4 of 9 from the floor for 44% so far through the first 8 minutes. A game-high 5 points for Cam Anderson through the first quarter. Morgan Mansfield and Trey Briggs both have 2 for San Juan. It's Nate Grover leading the way with 4. Ladd Ivins has the 3, and Jensen Grover with 2 points for the Broncos as we're now underway in the second quarter. And San Juan has the basketball to start. Ladd Ivins left wing. He'll dribble back out near the midcourt line. And now they go right side for Jaden Black. He almost lost that basketball. He will now travel with it on the fumble, and that'll turn it back over to Uintah. Fresh face in for the Utes. That's Donovan Moon, the junior. He's out there with Anderson and Briggs. Morgan Mansfield is still out there, and Dan Wright. So I'm not sure what's going on with their leading scorer, Josh Sears, but he is seeing limited action so far tonight. Maybe a bit injured for some reason. I'm not sure if this is a foul here or what. But Uintah turns this ball over, and San Juan will come the other way. Jensen Grover now has top of the key for Palmer. Right side for Jaden Black. Now left wing 3 on the way from Ivins, no good. Rebounded by Uintah. And I'm not able to keep rebound stats, but I'm wagering that Uintah leading handily in that department right now. Definitely on San Juan's offensive boards, and that's not uncommon, but looks like we're going to get a foul on San Juan here down in the Utes offensive end, and this is going to be on Jade Black, his second. And San Juan has now rallied to tie Uintah in the foul department. Both teams with 5 as teams. And here's the first shot of the night for Donovan Moon. It's no good. San Juan quickly in transition. Jaden Black gets right through the D and lays it up and in. Nice play for the Bronco junior, who's on the board now with a couple points. And that gives San Juan the lead back, 11-9. This is their second lead of the game. They briefly led 4-2 in that first quarter. Here is Donovan Moon with it, top of the key for Uintah. Left wing now for Wright. He'll hand off to Anderson, another long 3, rims off, and San Juan battling for the rebound on the baseline. Looks like San Juan's going to draw a foul here. No, it's going to be a foul on the Broncos. That's a tough break. Easton Bethea had that rebound, then lost it, and ended up committing a foul underneath the basket. And Uintah gets a chance to reset in the offensive end, and they'll try to tie on this possession. Here's Wright with it, dribbling with the left hand, out to the midcourt Bronco logo. Now he goes right wing for Anderson. Anderson has been the strongest player in the game so far. Game high 5 points for him. He hit a long-range 3, I believe it was an NBA 3 here in this San Juan gymnasium. Now Donovan Moon gets into the paint. This is a little hook shot with the right hand. And San Juan with a strong rebound. Into the paint, in traffic, able to get that shot to go as Jace Palmer. And it goes out of bounds, untouched. It'll be Uintah basketball coming back the other way. They'll inbound on the defensive baseline, and Anderson will walk it up. A little bit of fancy dribbling as he does so. Now he'll run, pick up the speed, and hands off to number 13, Easton Taylor. Now they'll swing it around right side for Wright. He dribbles into the paint, can't penetrate on Ivins though. Hands back to Anderson. He's out near the midcourt paint. To the top of the key now for Taylor. He'll dribble around Grover and almost got to the bucket, but he ends up losing the ball on the dribble. And I think a jump ball here as Jensen Grover was battling with Taylor. And alternating possession will go to Uintah. 5:30 to go in the opening half. It's an 11-9 lead for the hometown San Juan Broncos now as Rhett Christopherson will report back in for Uintah. Supplanting Donovan Moon. Anderson will inbound up top. And now they go into the left corner. Anderson 3 on the return pass. This is everything. San Juan pulls down the loose ball. And Matt Ivins, a nice dribble as he pushes it up to the basket and floats it in with the finger roll. And Ivins now ties the game-high 5 points. And San Juan increases the lead, but Uintah is going to very quickly answer right back as Easton Taylor drains a 3. And it's 13-12. That San Juan lead trimmed down to 1. Jensen Grover tried to penetrate, now pulls it back out. Lad Ivins will try to dribble through the paint. He's fouled on the dribble. And this will be Uintah's 6th. That's going to be the first of the night on Christopherson. And San Juan will reset in the offensive end here, leading by 1 with 4:54 to go in the opening half. Jensen Grover tried to send that cross court to Jade Black in the right corner, but that was knocked back out of bounds by Taylor. So San Juan will try again, and this time Black will step to the baseline to inbound. Jensen Grover fights his way underneath the basket, gets open, takes the inbound pass, now swings it back out high. Right wing for Palmer. He'll go to Lad Ivins. Thought about the 3. Now dribbles, crosses over, gives back to Palmer. He pulls up and then has to hand off to Dayton Black. Palmer gets a return pass, right wing, now loses it on the dribble. He falls down, battles for it. Nice effort by Palmer to get that ball back. And Lad Ivins on the drive through the paint, and he was pancaked down there. That's going to be a jump ball, and the arrow points to the Broncos this time. Referees are talking it over here. Clock has stopped with 4:29 to go in the first half and a slim 13-12 lead. We expected this to be a fun challenge tonight for the Broncos, and indeed this has been a game so far. Once the offenses have finally gotten in gear, it was a slow start offensively for both teams, and it looks like they're actually going to call Dan Wright for a foul here, and this will put Ivins to the line. So San Juan has a chance to increase the lead, and Ivins on the 1-and-1 does hit the front end. So he's got a game-high 6 points now, and we'll try to add 1 and give San Juan back their 3-point lead. And he does. Nice foul shooting from the Bronco junior. Now press from the Broncos, and Jensen Grover so good at anticipating. Nearly jumped up and stole that, but now Jace Palmer will steal in the defensive end. And as the Broncos begin a transition, they draw a foul. And this will be another 1-and-1 for San Juan. And this will be on Trey Briggs, his 2nd of the night. Uintah now up to 8 in the ballgame. Taylor comes out for the Utes. McCook pickup is back in along with Morgan Mansfield. For San Juan, it's going to be Easton Buffet at the line. And a 1-and-1, and the first shot rims in. His first point of the night. And that increases San Juan's lead to their largest of the night. It's now 16-12. Buffet will try to add 1 more. He's out there with Jaden Black, Lad Ivins, Jensen Grover, and Jace Palmer. He misses the foul shot, but Palmer got the rebound. Now an errant pass would have kicked off, and you went to the other way into the right wing. Wright thought about the 3, now kicks it up. Mansfield 3, yes. And very quickly, Uintah back to within 1, 16-15. And San Juan back in the offensive end with Jaden Black as they set a bit of screen there. Now they'll kick it left wing. 3 for Ivins, yes. He's up to 10 points now for San Juan, and it's 19-15. And as Uintah transitions, a foul called here, a push-off called on Dan Wright. An offensive foul, and that will give the ball back to San Juan. Wright is arguing his case, but we know how successful that typically is, and Jensen Grover will step just to the left of the scorer's table here to inbound for San Juan. 3:48 to go in the first half, a 19-15 lead for the hometown San Juan Broncos against Uintah here tonight. And this has been a close game from the start. The offense has been slow for both teams to begin, but they've heated up a bit, and it looks like we're in store for a good game for the rest of the duration here. As Jaden Black pulls it back now, drives left side and can't get the shot to go. It was partially blocked. Uintah in transition following the board. And they'll swing it back out and slow it up. Cameron Anderson near midcourt. Now he goes right side, and they come in the paint, right to the basket, off the glass on a strong effort from the court pickup, and that gets them cheering from the Uintah bench. And it also pulls Uintah back to within two. Cross-court pass from Ivins to Jaden Black. He drives into the paint, kicks it back out for Ivins. For three, no from the left side. Rebounded by Jensen Grover, though. He'll toss it into the middle. They battle, and the ball is loose. A foul is going to be called here, possibly on Faye. No, it's going to be on Uintah. And it will be on McCourt pickup. And San Juan now into the double bonus with 2:53 to go in this first half. So 2 shots from here on out for the remainder of this half. San Juan trying to increase their current 19-7 lead. And Easton Bethea at the line. First shot a little too long. Bounces off. He is 1 of 3 now. He'll try to add 1 right here. Matt Ivins has more than half of the San Juan offense right now with 10 points. But Easton Bethea does add 1 here. He's got 2 on the night, and it's 20-17. San Juan back on top by 3. As Cameron Anderson will walk it up. He hands off to number 4, Josh Spears. And Spears is the leading scorer for this Uintah team, but he has not been out a whole lot tonight. I don't know if he's dealing with illness or injury or what. I hate to speculate, but it is a bit interesting as San Juan is going to be called for a foul in the defensive end here. That's Bethea's second, and it will send Anderson to the line here for Uintah. First shot, nothing but net. So he is finally back on the board. He had a game-high 5 for a while, but Lad Ivins stormed through to take that. Now Anderson has 6, and he will not be able to make it 7 as it bounces off, and now we're going to get a foul on the rebound on Uintah. And San Juan's going to go back to the line for 2 shots as Easton Bethea drew the foul on, looks like, Morgan Mansfield, and that is his 3rd. So Uintah's starting to get some folks into foul trouble here now. That's their 11th in the first half. 42 to go in the opening half here. And Bethea at the line for his 3rd trip. This one right through. So he's got 3. San Juan leads by 3, 21-18 once again. Bethea's second shot forthcoming. Nothing but net. 22-18. San Juan up by 4, and that matches their game-high lead. And Rhett Christopherson with it now for Uintah. On the dribble to the right wing. And Preston Imlay, who's in for the first time tonight, stepped in, give him some trouble. Now Uintah gets a man open, and nice play, but then they tried to pass it underneath the basket. Jensen Grover stepped in to intercept, and on the dribble up, though, he ends up walking with that one. That'll turn it back over to Uintah. So San Juan unable to capitalize on the turnover, and the Utes will have new life here down by 4. 22-18 the lead for San Juan here in the San Juan High School Gymnasium. Glad you've joined us for high school hoops tonight on Red Rock 92. It's been a fun one since the offenses got it into gear. Now Cameron Anderson for 3 off the glass. No. Rebounded by Uintah for the moment, but they lose it. And San Juan steals now. San Juan loses it at midcourt. And here's Pierce driving. Let's see, and he's fouled on the way in. Sorry, that's Spears. And he's going to go to the line for the first time tonight. So he'll have an opportunity to get on the board, and it looks like That's going to be the first foul of the night against Imlay, who is fresh off the bench. But for Uintah, it's Spears, their leading scorer, who has the first shot from the line rim off. So it remains 22-18, just under 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Spears' second shot is on the way, and that one rolls off. So over 2 for Josh Spears to start tonight, the 6'2 junior. Matt Ivins on the drive as they push it up. And he has to pull up and then kick it back out for Palmer. Palmer's pass intended for Ivins is knocked out of bounds on the far side. And San Juan will reset in the front court. Ivins sends it into Imlay. He's out near midcourt now. Will walk it up. Hands back to Ivins. Ivins on the left-hand dribble. Across the top of the key. Now hands over right side to Imlay. Imlay tries to drive in. He'll draw a foul on Christopherson. It'll be Christopherson's second. Uintah's 12th. Once again, San Juan will go to the line. And for Imlay, it is his first trip tonight. He'll have a chance to get on the score sheet now. San Juan leading by 4 with 1:38 to go in this first half. And Imlay, nice first shot from the line. It goes right down. Second shot on the way from the Bronco Jr., and nothing but net there. So he's got 2. San Juan leads by 6, their largest lead of the night. Fresh off bench now for Uintah, Josh Shirtliff for the first time tonight. And he'll hand off. Now they'll swing it back around on the perimeter. Christopherson gets penetration, can't get the finger roll to go. And San Juan with a strong board, quick run up as they push the basketball. Now they'll toss it back out to Imlay as they could not penetrate to the bucket. Now Ivins thought about the 3. He'll go to the dribble, thought about the 3 again. Left side for Imlay instead. Imlay puts the ball on the court. He thought about the 3. Now goes left wing for Grover. Grover underneath and too hard off the glass, but they rebounded by Uintah. That was a good opportunity there. But they, I'm sure, would like to have had a little bit more finesse on that shot. And now Anderson will get it for Uintah. Nice drive around the D, around Ivins, and scores it off the glass with the left hand from the left side. Anderson with 8 definitely has been their strongest player so far tonight, and the Utes back to within 4 as this ball is kicked by Uintah in the San Juan offensive end, and the Broncos will reset with 36 seconds remaining in the half. Ivins gets it in his own court, and he'll walk it back across. Left corner now for Bethea. Bounces it into traffic. It's knocked away and now stolen by Uintah. And they may have the last look of the first half as Anderson has it now in the midcourt paint and will stand there like he's carrying the mail. Now he'll go to the dribble, try to work around Ivins, but Ivins is up to the task. He'll force Anderson along the sideline on the far side. Now Anderson will hand off. 5 into the paint. Now kick it back out. Christopherson 3 rims off. And down to 2 and 1, and that's going to do it for the first half as Grover just tossed that one down. It was way late, but it was almost as if he was angry at that basketball as hard as he threw it. But the missed 3-point effort from Rhett Christopherson will conclude the first half, and San Juan, after trailing for a good portion of the first quarter, ended up snagging the lead in the second, and they held it for the duration. After 16 minutes of play, it's the Broncos 20.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Sifford welcoming you back live to San Juan High School, the site of our high school hoops matchup tonight on Red Rock 92. And after one half of play, it is the hometown San Juan Broncos leading the visiting Uintah Utes 24-20. Uintah led for a good portion of the first quarter, but San Juan took the lead in the second and held it for the remainder of the first half. And we'll have a look at your first half statistics now, and of course the two teams were actually tied at 9 apiece after one half of play. It was a strong second quarter for San Juan. They outscored the Utes 15-11 again to take that lead. And now we'll look at the individual stats here, starting it off with Uintah. Leading the way for the Utes through the first 16 minutes, Kevin Anderson with 8 points. Morgan Mansfield had 5 in the first half. It was a 3-point half for Easton Taylor. Trey Briggs had 2, as did McCourt Pickup. For Uintah, they were 8 of 20 from the floor, 40% field goal shooting from 2-point range, 5 of 11 for nearly 46%. From long range, 3 of 9, 33%, and from the free throw line, 1 of 6 for 17%. For San Juan, the Broncos did come on a little bit. Boy, they started the game 13% from the floor. They ended the half nearly 29%. They were 6 of 21. Here's how the field goal shooting breaks down. And we'll just go right down the list by jersey number. Jaden Black, 1 of 3. Ladd Ivins, 3 of 8 from the floor in the first half. Nate Grover, a perfect 1 of 1. Jace Palmer struggling a bit. He was 0 of 4. And a lot of those shots from underneath. Ethan Bethea, 0 of 1. Jensen Grover, 1 of 4. From 2-point range, San Juan 4 of 9 in the first half for 44%. Jaden Black, 1 of 2. Ladd Ivins, 1 of 1, as was Nate Grover and Jensen Grover. Let's see. Jace Palmer was 0 of 3 from 2-point range. Easton Bethea, 0 of 1 from short range. From beyond the arc in that first half, and here's a number that San Juan would like to increase as well, just 2 of 12 for 17% in the first half. Both of the three-pointers from Ladd Ivins, he was 2 of 7 for 29%. Everybody else 0 for. Jaden Black was 0 of 1 from beyond the arc. Jace Palmer also 0 of 1. Jensen Grover missed all 3 of his shots from three-point land. San Juan very strong from the free throw line, as they have been all season, though. 10 of 13 as a team for 77% in that first half of play. Ladd Ivins, Preston Imlay, Nate Grover, all 2 of 2 through the first 16 minutes. Easton Bethea was 4 of 6, and Jensen Grover missed his only attempt. Leading the way for all scorers through that first half of play was Ladd Ivins with 10 points. Not surprising, since he scored the 2 3-point baskets for San Juan. Both Nate Grover and Easton Bethea hit 4 points in that first half of play. Jaden Black, Preston Imlay, and Jensen Grover all with 2 points for San Juan, who leads at 24-20 after one half of play. Stay with us. We're going to take another break. We'll be back out here for the second half in just a few minutes. You're listening to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Red Sifford welcoming you back live to San Juan High School. It is high school hoops on Red Rock 92. The San Juan Broncos hosting the Uintah Utes tonight in Blanding, and it is a 24-20 halftime lead for the hometown San Juan Broncos. And if you're just joining us, we received word tonight that the wrestling matches set for San Juan and Monticello tomorrow night in Blanding have been postponed. I don't believe they're canceled as of yet, but indeed postponed due to some COVID-19 issues. And so we will keep up to date on that story. But as it now stands, it appears that the basketball game between San Juan and RSL Academy is still a go. And so we'll be out here for that broadcast tomorrow night. That's actually, if everything is still going according to plan, that game was scheduled to tip at 4:30 p.m. So that'll be an early tip tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. We'll be on the air at 4 o'clock. And be sure to stay tuned here to Red Rock 92. We will update you on the sports report throughout the day if that tip time does, in fact, change. But as it stands, the wrestling we were intending on broadcasting tomorrow night between the rivals from San Juan County, San Juan and Monticello, has been postponed. So only basketball tomorrow evening starting at 4 o'clock here on Red Rock 92 for that broadcast. The JV team tonight losing to Uintah 58-30. Right now the varsity squad is in position to maybe get a little revenge for their JV partners. And we'll see if San Juan can indeed hold on to this lead as we get set to begin the second half of play. A 24-20 lead for San Juan here at home tonight. We're brought tonight on High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 by San Juan Health. Proud to sponsor a broadcast of high school sports on Red Rock 92. San Juan Health operates the San Juan Hospital and clinics in Monticello and Blanding. We are indeed underway in the second half now, and it is the Uintah Utes with the opening possession, just like they had to start the ball game off. And now we're going to get whistles as, not sure, this is going to be a foul on San Juan to start us off as Josh Spears was on the drive. It looks like this will be the first to Jace Palmer. So San Juan and Uintah trade places here, and San Juan gets the opening foul of the second half. Uintah had the foul trouble in the first half. Now have to pay attention. Several of their players may get into foul trouble here early if they're not careful. Uintah with a nice little hook shot from Trey Briggs, but it bounces off, but Uintah's able to get their own rebound, and now they'll set it back up for three from Spears. Yes! And now the junior comes on to score his first points of the night, and that makes it a one-point game. So Uintah opens the scoring in the second half, just like they did in the first quarter, and it's 24-23. San Juan will have to go back to work here. Jensen Grover on the right wing for the Broncos. Now kicks it out. Here's a two from Jaden Black. Nothing but net. And that gives the Broncos a three-point lead now, 26-23. We're a minute into this second half as Spears tracks it down on the near side for the Utes. So we see him start the second half. He saw limited action in the first half. He is the Utes' leading scorer, and it's by far. Nobody else is anywhere close. We may see a lot more of him in the second half. I'm not sure what that's about. But here's Anderson on the dribble drive for Uintah. Has the ball knocked out of bounds by Nate Grover, and the Utes will reset baseline right. Spears gets open in the right corner for three. Yes. Wow, Josh Spears heating up, just like I said. He comes on very quickly, just like that, and has 6 points for Uintah. We're all tied at 26. So it looks like this kid is going to be a handful for San Juan now in the second half as he's finally come on to see some time for the Utes. Here's Lad Ivins trying to answer with a three. No, and if you're the Broncos now, you can't panic and just start throwing it up from long range. You got to stay with your own game plan here. But Uintah trying to retake the lead for the first time in a long time. Here's a long three from Spears, no good. Jensen Grover steps in to grab the rebound. Gets it to Palmer, who dives to the basket. Count it, and a foul. That's the first points of the night for the Bronco junior, Jace Palmer. All five starters have scored now for San Juan, and a chance at a three-point play here for Palmer. And this will be the the third foul of the night on Spears. So that's a break for San Juan, and Spears will have to come off for Uintah. Wow, so he comes on to score 2 3-point baskets, and he's quickly off the court on a foul as Palmer does indeed complete the 3-point play. So he's got 3 on the night. San Juan has the 3-point lead back, and now Anderson ends up missing a shot. Then he goes over the back of Jensen Grover. Then he throws Grover down. So this could be 2 fouls here, and the refs are going to talk it over with him. They call him for a flagrant here. I think they're going to tell him just to settle it down. Maybe just 1 foul here. Wow, interesting turn of events there. Anderson missing the shot, and then on the frustration, I think, with a flagrant foul there, throwing down Jensen Grover. It's not an easy task. Grover is one of the most sizable players on the court here tonight. Referees are talking this over at midcourt now. Not sure what we'll see here. Just San Juan basketball, it looks like, on foul. Anderson guilty of actually his first of the night. Uintah has 2 in the second half now. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. San Juan leading 29-26, and they have the basketball. Jaden Black hands to Ladd Ivins. He's out near the midcourt circle. Left side for Jace Palmer. A little dribble through the legs. Now to Ladd Ivins. Top of the key on the left-hand dribble. Hands off to Grover. Grover back to Ivins. Left corner. Thought about the 3. Doesn't take. Now goes around defender to the baseline. Kicks it back out for Grover. He thought about 3. Now they'll swing it around the perimeter. Jace Palmer drive baseline right. No penetration. Gets it to Grover in the middle. He spins away from the defense and lobs it up and in. Grover has 6 now for San Juan, and it's 31-26 as the Broncos get a 5-point lead here. 4:50 to go in this third quarter. San Juan has led for the last little while, since probably about midway through the second quarter in earnest. Now Ladd Ivins knocks the ball away from Briggs, but Grover didn't know it, and now a 3 from the right side is no good for Briggs. Rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos push it up. Now they'll pull it back out. Grover to Black. Now around to Grover. Ivins, left corner 3 from Palmer. Yes! 34-26. San Juan has their largest lead of the night at 8 points. 4:15 to go in the third. As Wright walks it up for Anderson, and now hands off left side Mansfield. I'm sorry, Wright walked it up for Uintah, I was trying to say. Not sure where Anderson came from, but here's Anderson now with the basketball. Now Trey Briggs, left of the key. Goes right side for Wright. Pulls up inside the arc, and it rolls in. Wright, unbelievably, that's his first points of the night. He has been a strong player for Uintah, but that's his first 2. It pulls Uintah back to within 6, 34-28. And then we get a timeout called on the floor here. 3:50 to go in the third quarter, and a 34-28 lead for the hometown San Juan Broncos. High school hoops on Red Rock 92, brought to you in part by the San Juan Pharmacy. San Juan Pharmacy and Gift Store offers unique quality gifts, including Willow Tree, Yankee Candle, and Melissa and Doug wooden toys. Red's Ace Hardware, serving the community since 1909. Red's Ace Hardware meets all your grill, hardware, home improvement, lawn and garden, and tool needs. Utah Navajo Health System, a not-for-profit community health center providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajos. Energy Fuels White Mesa Mill. Energy Fuels is a leading U.S.-based uranium mining company. The White Mesa Mill is the only conventional uranium mill operating in the USA. Eagle Air Med, with more than 32 years of air medical experience. Eagle Air Med has transported more than 35,000 patients. They have 7 base locations in 4 states, including Blanding. And Bradford Tire, providing high-quality products at a great price. These sponsors making the broadcast of high school hoops possible on Red Rock 92, and we welcome you in. Red Rock 92.7 on your FM dial, Red Rock StreamUtah.Live, streaming audio. And if you want to check out some video plus the audio, at pictureitpalmer.com as Anderson steals it away from San Juan following the timeout and streaks down court ahead of everybody to lay that one in. Anderson has 10. That ties the game high with Ladd Ivins, who's been silent here in the second half. And the Utes pull back to within 4. Oh, that's Nate Grover, who can't answer on the initial try. But boy, what an effort by Broncos senior to stay with that, grabbed his own rebound, put it up and in, and draws the foul. Grover has 8 on the night now for San Juan, a chance to add one here. And that's the first foul of the night to number 20, McCray McClellan. They're happy about the MCC names in that family, that's for sure. Grover's shot on the way is good, and he adds one. He's got 9 on the night now, so he's nearing the high-scoring mark as well. And that makes it a 37-30 lead for San Juan. Grover on the press for the Broncos, but Uintah finds Spears in the left corner. He'll pull up near the free throw line, hands off to Anderson, who goes right side for McClellan. I went to basic training at Fort McClellan in Alabama myself, so I know that name. There's San Juan coming back down, drawing a foul. In the meantime, Dan Wright missed a shot for Uintah, but coming back the other way, a foul on McClellan. That'll be his second of the night. San Juan's going to reset from the offensive baseline, not a shooting foul here. And they get it into Grover right underneath the basket. He can't make the layup go, but he gets it right back again and follows it up with a putback. Tenacious work by the Bronco offense underneath the basket here to just stay on these loose basketballs, and Grover now takes over the scoring lead with 11 points. 39-30, the Broncos' largest lead of the night as well, as McClellan has it for Uintah. Hands off to Anderson. He'll go top of the key now for Dan Wright. He'll try to go around Ladd Ivins on the dribble. Ivins steps in to foul him, and the Utes will reset on the near sideline. It's the first foul of the night on the Bronco junior, and San Juan's second in the half. They'll send it in, and a long three from Spears doesn't go, but everybody's standing around looking at that one. Spears forces the ball out of bounds here. I thought it was off San Juan. They'll have to talk it over, will the referees? This may be a foul here. Spears did miss the three on play. So it remains 39-30, and they do say it goes off of San Juan. So good hustle by Spears. San Juan caught looking at the shot just then, not moving their feet. And the Utes have a chance, but here's a shot clock by Grover. They're going to call a foul on the Bronco senior. And the murmurs from the crowd here. That was a bit questionable. He was standing there with the hands up. He was moving the feet. At the line for Uintah will be number 25, McCourt Pickup. It's a 9-point lead right now for San Juan, 39-30. We're nearing the final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Broncos have led in earnest from the midway point of the second quarter. And Pickup will drain the first of 2. He has 3 on the night. That pulls Uintah back to within 8, 39-31. Second shot forthcoming from the Uintah junior center. This one rims off a little bit too long, and Bethea goes up for San Juan to grab the board. Now a press from Uintah. This is the first press I can remember from them in this ball game, and giving San Juan a little bit of trouble right here. Now Ladd Ivins will travel with the basketball apparently right here in front of the scorer's table. That will turn it over to the Utes. So the press works for Uintah. And now the Utes can work on digging more further into this San Juan lead. It's 39-31 with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Spears with the basketball top of the key. They set a pick. He does not penetrate, though. Now he'll lose the basketball on the dribble. Jensen Grover on the steal. He's run into by Anderson. And that'll be the second foul of the night on Anderson. San Juan will reset in the offensive end. The Utes now with 5 in this second half. They put San Juan into the double bonus in the first half. And somehow have avoided foul trouble here in the second half, but now all the starters have at least 2 for Uintah. San Juan not very clean on the inbound pass. Now Ladd Ivins double pump. Can't get the shot to go baseline left, and the rebound down to Uintah. Into the left corner. There's Wright for 3. No. And Jace Palmer tracked down the loose ball. That shot missed everything for Wright. Now Ladd Ivins pulls up from 10 feet and drains it. As San Juan pushes it up, and Ladd Ivins finally back on the board here. His first points of the second half takes over the game high with 12. Now Jensen Grover trying to steal that away, but Anderson comes away with the basketball, pulls up for 2, no. Rebounded by San Juan, and then a foul as the Broncos were beginning to transition. This will be the third of the night now on McCray McClellan. And he will come off. He's replaced by Mansfield, who's back in the game with 5 points. And San Juan will inbound from the defensive baseline, and they will walk it up. Jensen Grover taking his time as I'm surprised Uintah comes off the press here after it was successful for him just moments ago. Now Jensen Grover, nice drive to bucket, and the finger roll as he sails out of bounds is good. From the right side, it rolled in. Grover has 4. San Juan leads 43-31, and now on the baseline, that's Easton Bethea who will be guilty of his 3rd foul for San Juan, as big Donovan Moon was driving to basket on that play. For San Juan, it's the 4th foul in the second half, and Bethea's 3rd. And now they're caught looking around again as they get it into an open Dan Wright, right to the bucket. Uncontested, he lays that up and in, and it's 43-33. So San Juan briefly led by 12. Now they'll get that lead back as, the players are starting to be able to go through the D on both sides now. Grover goes in to score that one, makes it 45-33, and now Spears goes hard to the basket, but he's going to be called for the charge as Easton Bethea takes it underneath. And that'll be the 4th foul of the night on the Utes' leading scorer, Josh Spears. He came in this second half to score back-to-back threes, but he'll go out again right now with his 4th foul as we're nearing the buzzer here to end the 3rd quarter, down to the final 10 seconds. San Juan trying for the last shot of the period as Jace Palmer will survey the scene. Left side for Ivins, got a defender in the air, now drives paint, can't get the floater to go. Easton Bethea comes down with a rebound, and the follow-up shot is waved off. No shot. Ivins did miss the 2 from the paint, but that was the final shot of the quarter, and it's a 12-point lead. That's the largest of the night for the second time tonight for San Juan, so they have a nice edge going into the 4th quarter. 45-33 as we head into the 3rd quarter of play. And we are brought to you tonight, High School Hoops on Red Rock 92, in part by Northern Electric, supporting Broncos sports for many years. Patio Drive-In, enjoy high-quality ingredients and a family-friendly environment blending. Come eat and enjoy. Try their holiday steak. Montello's Repair, serving San Juan County since 1977. Landing Napa Auto Parts, premium products sold by premium people. Slights Gymnastics, proud supporter of Broncos sports. Red Mechanical, high-quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and plumbing service. Red Mechanical has been serving the area since 1989. And Steve Frankham, providing high-quality home and commercial construction services. San Juan outscoring Uintah in that 3rd quarter, 21-13. So they were tied at 9 after 1 quarter of play, but San Juan has come on to outscore the Utes 36-24 over the course of the last couple periods. And we head into the final frame here tonight. San Juan up by 12, looking to win their 5th in a row and move to 6-1 on the year. And they'll start the 4th quarter out right as Ladd Ivins hits a 3 from the left wing. And he's got a game-high 15. San Juan up 48-33. Speaking of 15. Uintah back in the offensive end with it. Anderson spots a man down underneath, missing the what should have been an easy two. Morgan Mansfield, he got his own rebound and drew a foul on San Juan on the ensuing play. And this is the second to Ivins. San Juan with 5 now in the second half. And by the way, the Broncos are in the bonus, as Uintah has 7 in the half. I believe that's 19 on the night for them. And they do get a pass into Mansfield, and he floats that one up and in just right of the paint. San Juan in transition. They push it up. And wow, Jensen Grover right around the D gets a nice pass from Jace Palmer, lays it in, and all of a sudden Grover has 8 on the night, and San Juan back up by 15. It's 50-35. Here's a long three, nothing but net for Anderson, as he is back on the board with another 3. That's 13 on the night for the Ute senior, and he leads the way for the Utes. Here's a Jaden Black effort, and he hits a 3, as all of a sudden the shooters have shown up here in this second half, and it's 53-38 as the teams trade trays. And Uintah back in the offensive end. There's a spin-around effort trying to get around Bethea was Briggs, but he's fouled, and that will be Bethea's 4th of the night, I believe it is. And for San Juan, they're 6th in the second half. Bethea will come out. Grover checks back in for San Juan. Grover comes back in with 11 points. Bethea goes out with 4. And here's Mansfield with an effort right off the inbound pass, missing that one this time. Rebounded by Ivins, and he'll push it up. Now goes right wing, and it's a return pass from Jaden Black. Ivins thought about the 3, dribbles in, gets penetration, kicks it out. Jensen Grover wildly high on the 3-point effort. And rebounded by Uintah. And they'll go baseline. Wright can't get the shot to fall, but he does draw a foul. He'll shoot 2. This is Ivan's 3rd of the night. San Juan now puts Uintah into the bonus. Both teams with 7 fouls in the second half. We're down to 6:18 to go in the game now. San Juan still holds the 15-point lead, but Dan Wright at the line for the Utes, who are just 2 of 8 now, 3 of 9, so 33% from the charity stripe. And Wright is a perfect 1 of 1. This is obviously his first trip. Second shot on the way from the Ute senior, and right through. So he hits both. San Juan will take the basketball. When we come back to action, we are going to have a timeout on the court here now. The Broncos leading the Utes 53-40. We're glad you joined us. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 tonight. San Juan hosting Uintah, brought to you tonight in part by the San Juan School District. Thank you for your support of our schools. San Juan Public Health. You can prevent COVID-19 infections by wearing masks when you can't be 6 feet apart. San Juan Building Supply, an innovative lumber and building materials supplier and branding, offering competitive prices, quality merchandise, and superior service. Anderson Oliver Title, with offices in San Juan and Grand counties. Anderson Oliver has provided title insurance and real estate closing services for over 20 years. The San Juan Record, proud to cover local sports on Red Rock 92, SJRnews.com, and in the San Juan Record. Desert Rivers Credit Union, offering loans at great rates to all members no matter their credit score. Utah State University Blanding, your hometown university in the Four Corners, with a local faculty and access to big school resources. Visit blanding.usu.edu. And Precision Rehab, providing physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Monument Valley, and Montezuma Creek. Precision Rehab has been helping athletes of all ages get back in the game since 1996. All right, we'll get back to action. 6:15 to go now in this ball game. Uintah pressing. San Juan in the backcourt. Breaks the press. Jaden Black double covered, but he'll get it to Jace Palmer. Finds Black again. Back to Palmer. Now top of the key for Ivins. Swings it around to Jensen Grover. Grover back to Ivins. Near the top of the key. Back to Grover. Grover will lob it up underneath, and Nate Grover was there, but had it swatted away by Uintah, who steals. And they'll come quickly back down into the offensive end. On the push, now Spears for the Utes. He drives, tried to kick it into the corner, gets it back on a bounce, and then just pulls up for 3 and hits from the left wing like it was his job. And he's got 9 points on the night, all from beyond the arc. Now here's Nate Grover driving through the middle. He'll be called for the charge. And for Grover, that'll be his fourth. So San Juan has a couple players now with 4 fouls in the game. Grover and Bethea. Bethea's on the bench. But Grover out on the court now, and he'll remain. Still 5:25 to go in the game. The Broncos lead by just 10 now. So the Utes have cut 5 points off the Bronco lead following the timeout. 53-43. This ball is knocked out of bounds by San Juan in the Ute offensive end. And now with 5:19 to go, they'll get it back in. Here's Spears. And he pulls up. A long time in the air. Floated the 2, no good. I guess he could only make a shot from beyond the arc here in this game tonight. San Juan grabs a board. They'll transition. Nice play to the baseline, and Palmer drives baseline right to bucket, lays it up and in. And pushing is Uintah. The first shot is no good from Spears, but Briggs follows up with a kickback, and now we're going to get a delay a game on Coach Johnson here for Uintah, looks like. I don't know what even happens with the delay a game. Does anybody get a foul? I think it's just a delay a game. Congratulations. All right, maybe he gets a technical if he gets another delay. I'm not sure. And San Juan will inbound with 4:50 to go in the game, leading by 10 once again. Nice pass underneath for Ivins, from Ivins to Grover, but Grover had the shot blocked. And Uintah, who's turning it up a bit here, crank it down into the corner, and a 3 rims out from Mansfield. That's a break for Uintah, who's looking to establish some momentum here. San Juan's lead was up to 15, but Uintah has cut into a bit. They're down by 10. And these next few possessions here are key, with still just over 4 minutes to go in the game. San Juan would like to get some points. They get a nice drive from Ivins. He's in traffic, but spins away from Easton Taylor to hit a fade from 3 feet, baseline left. And the Bronco Jr. has a game-high 17 points with that score. That was a beauty. And the Broncos lead back to 12. Now Utes will kick out to Anderson for 3, yes. And Anderson has had the hot hand tonight for Uintah from long range. He's got 16. Now the Broncos get Ladd Ivins wide open, streaking to the basket. He lays it up and in to continue the scoring lead at 19 points. And it's 59-48. What a game for Ivins tonight. And here's a Taylor 3 for Uintah, yes. And now a whistle after the basket. I think a timeout coming, 59-51. Wow. As Uintah pulls back to within 8 with a big 3-point basket from Easton Taylor, and the offenses are really heating up here in this fourth quarter. We are down to the final 3:30 of this ball game, and we have not decided anything yet. San Juan now hanging on to the 8-point lead, it seems. Uintah's been able to get a little momentum here in this fourth quarter. And we are brought to you on High School Hoops, Red Rock 92, and PictureItPalmer.com tonight by San Juan Health. We are proud to sponsor broadcast of high school sports on Red Rock 92. San Juan Health operates the San Juan Hospital and Clinics in Monticello and London. Also tonight, the San Juan Pharmacy. San Juan Pharmacy and Gift Store offers unique quality gifts, including Willow Tree, Yankee Candle, and Melissa and Doug Wooden toys. I know my 2-year-old son, Alan, enjoys the Melissa and Doug action. And we're just going to take a quick look. Uintah right now outscoring San Juan in this fourth quarter, 18-14. There's a Ladd Ivins effort from just to the right of the bucket that rolls off as we come back to action following the timeout. Now a long 3 from Anderson rims off. Rebounded by San Juan as the teams go back and forth. Jensen Grover takes a pass down court. Now spins away from the defender, tries to float one up from the baseline, has it blocked. And Uintah in transition. Nice bounce pass from Anderson, but unable to handle it initially was McCourt pickup, but he stays with it. And guess what? That's right, I'm going to say it. He picks it up and lays it up and in for his 5th point of the night. And it's 59-53 as the Utes have pulled back to within 6. And Coach Black, I think, is going to call a timeout. No, it will be Coach Black calling the timeout. So Uintah has the momentum here in the fourth quarter, down by 6. They were down by as much as 15 in this game as we started the fourth quarter, but San Juan's lead just 59-53 now. We're down to the final 2:43 of this game, and the Broncos trying to hang on here in the SJHS Gymnasium. High school hoops on Red Rock 92, brought to you in part by Red's Ace Hardware tonight, serving the community since 1909. Red's Ace Hardware meets all your grill, hardware, home improvement, lawn and garden, and tool needs. Utah Navajo Health System, a not-for-profit community health center providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajos. Energy Fuels White Mesa Mill. Energy Fuels is a leading U.S.-based uranium mining company. The White Mesa Mill is the only conventional uranium mining mill operating in the U.S. today. Also this evening, Eagle Air Med, with more than 32 years of air medical experience. Eagle Air Med has transported more than 35,000 patients. They have 7 base locations in 4 states, including one right here in Blanding. San Juan with the basketball, following their timeout. Nice drive to the free throw line by Ivins, but can't get the floater to go. Rebounded by Ivins in the left corner, though. Some good hustle by the San Juan junior, and he will draw a foul, I believe, here. And this would be the 5th and final on the Utes' leading scorer, Josh Spears. No, there's a timeout here. Sorry. I thought he was coming off. I thought the referee signaled 5 fouls, but no. Timeout. Boy, back-to-back timeouts here. In fact, I think a trifecta of timeouts. Right now, the lead remains 59-53. I think we played just 20 seconds right then before the timeout was called, and I'm not sure who called it. But San Juan's lead 59-53. And high school hoop tonight on Red Rock 92, brought to you in part by Bradford Tire, providing high-quality products at a great price. Northern Electric, supporting Broncos sports for many years. Patio Drive-In, enjoy high-quality ingredients and a family-friendly environment in Blanding. Come eat and enjoy. Try their holiday shake. And I wish they were open tonight after the game. I would enjoy a holiday shake on my way home to Monticello. And here's San Juan on an inbound play, and a nice job by Nate Grover to drive the bucket. Could not get the shot to go, the layup, but he does draw a foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. This is our first trip to the line in quite some time. And Grover will try to add to this Bronco lead. San Juan's looking for some points here. He is a perfect 3 of 3 on the night, and that's the 2nd foul of the night for the Utes McCourt. And Grover does indeed drain the first of 2. So he is up to 12 points now for San Juan. And the lead for the Broncos is back up to 7 now after the Utes had gone on a bit of a run. .223 remaining in the game. Nate Grover's second shot is on the way, nothing but net. And it's an 8-point lead, 61-53 now. San Juan pressing. Jensen Grover steps into Dan Wright, but Wright is able to get that ball across the line. Now pushes off of Jensen Grover. They called Wright for that earlier, maybe just letting him play here in the second half. Wright has it right wing for the Utes. He tries to keep that ball away from Grover. He is able to give it to Spears, who pulls up over Jace Palmer for 3. No. And rebounded by San Juan. They'll transition in a long pass down court for Nate Grover. Finds him underneath the basket. Grover lays it up and in for 2. He's got 15, and it's a 10-point lead again for San Juan. Anderson in transition pulls up for 3 and hits for the Utes. So San Juan's lead very briefly was back up to 10, but make it 7 as these Uintah Utes just will not go away. San Juan up by 7 as the Utes answer back with a big 3, and Anderson has 19. That ties the scoring lead now in this game with Vlad Ivins, and Anderson has been real strong for the Uintah Utes tonight. That is his 4th 3-point basket of the night. He is 44% from beyond the arc tonight, 4 of 9. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92, coming to you live from the San Juan High School Gymnasium in Brandon, Utah. Is brought to you tonight by Montello's Repair, serving San Juan County since 1977. Branding Napa Auto Parts, premium products sold by premium people. Light Gymnastics, a proud supporter of Broncos sports. Red Mechanical, high-quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and plumbing service. Red Mechanical has been serving the area since 1989. And Steve Franklin, providing high-quality home and commercial construction services. As we get set to get back to action now, those sponsors making broadcasts of high school hoops possible on Red Rock 92 and pictureitpalmer.com. We're glad you've joined us tonight, folks. It's been a good one, and we are in store for a good finish. The Utes just won't go away. They're within 7. They were down by as much as 15 in this fourth quarter. And have rallied. And we'll see if the Broncos can close this one out on home court. Jensen over on the baseline. We'll get into Ladd Ivins, and he's fouled immediately by Dan Wright. That'll be the senior for Uintah's third of the night. And San Juan in the bonus will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Next foul for Uintah will put San Juan in the double bonus. We're down to the final 98 seconds of this ball game, though, so obviously Uintah's going to foul for the duration here if they can't possess. And I'll be honest with you, surprised that they haven't had more foul trouble here in the second half and that they do have some fouls to give. They had quite a bit of foul situation in that first half, but Ladd Ivins now will retake the scoring lead as he drains the first of 2. He's up to 20 now for the San Juan Broncos. And with 1:38 remaining, he'll toe the line and drain another one. 21 points for the Bronco Junior. San Juan continues to press, but Spears breaks it for Uintah. Drives right into the middle, dishes off, and it's loose on the baseline. Wright comes away with it for Uintah. He had a moment, but doesn't take the 3 here. Now they'll kick it to the left wing, a Mansfield 3. San Juan just doesn't defend him, and it falls off the mark, and now on the rebound, a putback try for Wright is stuffed by Grover, but that's going to be the 5th and final foul on the Broncos senior. So he will leave the game on the foul out with 15 points. And Easton Bethea will come in to take over. Well, the Broncos have done a good job filling in for some missing players tonight. If you're just joining us, both Cooper Black, who's out with an injury, and Bronson Snyder, who's out because of COVID-19 issues. Not that he tested positive, but just contact issues. And so they're missing both of those players this evening, and have done a good job filling in. Dayton Black has been strong in off the bench for San Juan, both at the Wasatch Front Invitational and here tonight. As it looks like Wright misses the first of 2 foul shots here. Second shot on the way, rims off as well. So that's a break for San Juan, and now the Utes will have to foul Easton Bethea. And that will be the 4th of the night to McCray McClellan. Say that 10 times fast. And Easton Bethea will go to the line for San Juan here with just 1:15 to go in the game. And now we're going to get a timeout called by Uintah. San Juan leading by 9, 65-56 after a couple foul shots from Ladd Ivins. Those are our last points in the ball game. And the Broncos trying to close it out. They led by as much as 15 over the Utes in this game here at home tonight on the San Juan High School Gymnasium floor. The Utes have rallied in this game, or in this fourth quarter, I should say. In fact, just having a look at the stats as we've had a moment here with this timeout, 1:15 to go. And it'll just take a moment here, but I believe Uintah is still outscoring San Juan here in the fourth quarter. At one point it was 18-14, but boy, the teams have both come on offensively in the fourth quarter. San Juan has 20 points, and indeed Uintah has 23. And for Uintah, that nearly doubles up their total of any other previous quarter. It's been increasing as we've gone. For San Juan, 9 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second, 21 in the third, and now they've got 20. It's likely they'll continue to add, and especially if Easton Bethea can hit some foul shots right here. For Uintah, 9 points as well in the first quarter, 11 in the second, 13 in the third, and 23 so far here in the fourth. And Bethea, unfortunately for San Juan, misses the first of 2 foul shots here. So it stays at 65-56 for San Juan, the 9-point lead. And if I'm San Juan, I definitely don't want to be leaving the door open for this Uintah offense. They've been hot in streaks tonight. Bethea does gain the second of 2. San Juan is in the double bonus, by the way, and now Anderson on a fade from the baseline, no good. And San Juan, a good job to track down the rebound, and Ladd Ivins will draw a foul. So this will put Ivins to the line. That's Anderson's third in the ball game for Uintah. And they're 11th here in the second half, and they don't care about foul troubles now. Down to the final minute 1 of this contest. Ivins will go to the line, already leading all scorers with 21 points. His first shot, nothing but net. He has obviously had an amazing night tonight for San Juan. 22 points now is a game high. Make it 23 as he drains the second of 2. 68-56 in favor of the Broncos as they back up to a 12-point lead now. And Uintah back in the offensive end with it. There's Spears getting Jace Palmer in the air, but Spears didn't really have a good look. He airmailed that 3. And as the loose ball came down underneath the basket, it'll be another foul on Uintah, the 4th to Dan Wright. And so back to the line goes San Juan. This will be Jensen Grover on this trip. The Broncos have had some strong foul shooting on the season. They are 19 of 23 tonight for 83%. So they've used it to their advantage this evening against this Uintah squad. Grover drains the first of 2. You've got to have strong field or foul shooting, I should say, to be successful. Grover up to 9 points now for San Juan. He'll try to make it a double-digit line on his stat sheet now, and he does. 70 points for the Broncos. 14-point lead over the Uintah Utes. As Dan Wright will dribble it up. Now drives around Jensen Grover to the hole. He scores and a foul. So an add one opportunity for the Ute senior Dan Wright. And not gone yet. Back to a 12-point lead for San Juan, but 37 seconds is all that remains in this one. It is the second foul on Jensen Grover. And Dan Wright will try to complete a three-point play here. A little bit of confusion here, setting players in and out. 70-58 for San Juan. Final 37 seconds of the game. Dan Wright is at the line for Uintah, trying to add one. And he does. Nothing but net there for the Ute senior. 70-59, so an 11-point lead. Ladd Ivins trying to dribble through traffic. Finally, he's fouled by Wright. And if it is Wright's, it is, and that's his fifth and final. So he'll foul out of the ball game with 9 points. And get some applause here from the San Juan folks. Josh Spears will come back in the game, and that's the only real mystery to me in this ball game is why we haven't seen more of Josh Spears. He is the Utes' leading scorer, and it's really nowhere close. He had 124 points coming into this ball game. 62 points. The next highest scorer, 24 points, Anderson, in the first 3 games of the season. So here's Ladd Ivins at the line for San Juan in the meantime. And he does drain the first of 2. So he's up to 24 points on the night, made it 25 as he hits both. Boy, 72-59 lead for the Broncos. Ivins is 8 of 8 for the charity stripe tonight. Here's Anderson taking a 3 from basically mid-court. It bounces back out to him, and he rims both of those off. So back-to-back misses from beyond the arc there for Anderson. He's not afraid to shoot from anywhere on this court, that's for sure. And a foul on the rebound here will put San Juan right back to the line as we slow to a crawl here with 21 seconds remaining in this ballgame. And San Juan trying to close it out, and it is beginning to officially now look like they are putting nails in the coffin. Easton Bethea missing from the foul line for San Juan, however. It is, by the way, the first foul of the night on number 13, Easton Taylor, for Uintah. Bethea going to try to get his 6th point on this second shot, and does. So he hits the back end. 73-59 the lead. San Juan's going to win their 5th in a row, going back to the Wasatch Front Invitational. Here's Anderson shooting from way downtown again, and this one is awry. Now San Juan will get it across the line, and this time Uintah will back off and let Jace Plummer control, and that'll do it. It was a strong effort tonight from San Juan. They had the battle. They did have a 15-point lead at one point. Uintah, speaking of battle, did battle back in this one to make it close. And the Broncos end up winning this one tonight by 14 points. So it was a fun one here this evening. It was close at times. It was definitely a challenge for the hometown Broncos. We're going to take a break. We'll be back out here with the final game stats. We're hoping to visit with Bronco head coach Travis Black as well. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Four Corners Classic Hits, Red Rock 92. Thanks, man. I'd have caught you. It's not too loud, is it? That was fun.
Exactly. You got it done.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rhett Sifford welcoming back live to the San Juan High School Gymnasium as we close this one out here tonight. It was a strong 73-59 win for the San Juan Broncos as they hold off the Uintah Utes, and we're excited to be joined by head coach for the Broncos, Travis Black. And Coach Black, that was fun for me, that's for sure.
The second half was fun. Rough start. We figured it would be. But yeah, got it out.
Yeah, and 2 men short tonight. You had some guys step up for sure. What a game for Ladd tonight.
Yeah, Ladd, the go-to guys for this week for one for sure.
No, he was 9, I think 10 of 10.
He takes a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, and to have success in this game, you got to be strong from the line, and you guys have been that all season long so far.
These kids are just confused. A lot of these kids got their football and a lot of them style out. Just, a lot of them are not looking up the score. They're worried about it. Talking to the world, bouncing in every day, but just that mindset of, okay, we'll get our rhythm going, we'll get our rhythm going. I've been looking at scores really for 73, that's a pretty good score. one tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. You got a challenge coming up. Just continuing to look at tonight. Obviously, some of these kids for Uintah not afraid to shoot from anywhere on the court, especially the Anderson boy. And it's fortunate for you guys, especially down the stretch, that you started maybe getting a little tired, missing some shots.
Yeah, we got to stop jumping on everything, we pay the kids. At least keep getting to this find those kids and recognize who they are.
And your boys, it seems like every game that I've been with you broadcasting, move their feet well. Everybody just continues to move quickly around the court, finding some guys open when you need to.
Yeah, I think time we share the ball, move the ball, we want to do one pass and shoot, one pass and drive. That's what we do. Whatever it is, and sleep tonight and be ready to go again tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys just continue to pour on the games, obviously back-to-back games here, and another tough one like you alluded to here against RSL tomorrow night.
You know, with schedule changes, picked up this game late, we want to play good teams, and you look at this team, last year I think they won one game. They recruited a fantastic coach, they're a private school, they're independent, so they can pull kids from all over the country, and they have. They've got some really good players, really tough players. Definitely going to be a challenge, especially missing Cooper and Bronson.
So this is tough here for you guys. Like you told me earlier this week, more games than practices so far. Are you going to even have a chance to look at anything before the game tomorrow night, or do you guys just go? Yeah, a testament to your players and to these boys and their tenacity to just be able to run it into the ground here before Christmas with all these games and just keep fighting. You'll get a rest for the Christmas break for sure, but a whole lot of games here right now.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to going to Los Angeles Saturday and Christmas, New Year's, and two really tough games over there. Two of the three teams are played against there.
All right, Coach, appreciate you talking with us. We look forward to talking with you again tomorrow night a couple times, and should be a fun one against RSL Academy tomorrow night. We'll take a break. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92.